Hi guys, welcome back to the Big Sew Along. I'm Ginny, and as always, I thank you very much for choosing to spend some time with me. Today, you're spending it with me outside in my yard. And of course, can you hear that? Now there's some sort of an alarm or something going off. We'll just ignore that. Yeah, it's an unusually nice, cool day out here today, so I thought we would spend some time outside. We're on my patio. So today we are going to talk about McCalls. What is this? McCalls 8452. And before I show you any pictures, I want to tell you a couple of things about this pattern. I didn't even bother to write down the hip measurements on this. I usually wear between a 12 and a 14 in a McCalls pattern. 14 most of the time. If it's something that's got more ease, I will often go down to a 12. So because this is a large skirt, like oversized, I thought I'll just check the size in the 12. Whatever the hip measurement was, it was quite large, so I was like, that's totally fine. And then I cut the pattern out, and I felt like the waist looked a little big, so I measured it. The waist on the size 12 was 52 inches. Now on a size 12, your waist, your body measurement is supposed to be a waist of 26.5 inches, which to be fair is nowhere close to what mine is, but that means you have like 25, 26 inches of ease in the waist. Now I understand that this is going to get gathered up, but that to me is a lot of fabric to gather up around your waist. So knowing that, I just went straight to the smallest size, which is a size 6. And I mean, I probably haven't worn a size 6 in a McCalls pattern since I was 15. So the waist on the size 6 is 46 inches. So if my waist is 33 inches, that means that I have 33, 43, 13 inches of ease in the waist. Again, you're gathering it up, so I get that. That still seems like a fair amount to be gathering up around your waist, but I was fine with that. So let's also talk about this. The suggested fabrics are dupioni, lightweight nylon, ripstop, or taffeta. So I didn't really have any of these other fabrics, so I went with taffeta. This is a polyester taffeta, and I'm just going to look at my pictures here for a sec. This is a polyester taffeta in a size 6. And the other thing is, the waistband on this calls for for one waistband, but it has like 3 rows of elastic in it, so you use 3 half-inch pieces of elastic. In this picture, I've only put in 1 because at this point I already hated the skirt, and I was like, I don't care. I'm not gonna bother putting any more elastic in it. So I just put it on and took these pictures. So the waist looks a little funky, but so here are the issues with this skirt. A, the skirt is just really big. B, polyester taffeta does not work. I mean, it does. I shouldn't say it doesn't work. It could work if you want it to be really poofy. It looks really poofy though. I mean, it looks like a parachute. It looks like a giant parachute. And you can see it's actually even worse from the side. It's, yeah, like I hated everything about this. So after that, I went back to my pattern and I just cut off. I also felt like it looked a little short in this, and I should mention that I'm only 5'3", and this is the length that the skirt comes. I did not shorten it for this photograph, and it comes just below my knee. In the photograph here on the front, it looks like it comes sort of like mid-calf, which is what I was wanting. Okay, so then I went back and I cut my pattern down. and I cut 1 inch off of the center front of the pattern and 1 inch off the center front of the back. That means I reduced it by a total of 4 inches. So instead of being 46 inches at the waist, it's now 42 inches at the waist. And then I made it again. I lengthened it 1 inch, and then I made it again. And this time, not wanting to invest in any more fabric, seeing as how the first go was such a disaster, I made it out of an old cotton sheet, which is this one here. A cotton sheet is probably a little bit heavier than this pattern really calls for, but I do like it much, much better in this size and in this fabric because it's a little bit heavier, and also because it's not polyester taffeta. Instead of poofing, it actually like drapes pretty nicely. I actually think you could do this in like a quilting cotton, and that would be okay. I originally said I was going to use a different cotton twill for this, and I decided I didn't want to do that because this skirt has 4 pieces. It's 4 sort of rectangle kind of pieces. It has a seam down the center front and a seam down the center back and 2 side seams. So I didn't want to use a fabric with a big print on it and have a center front seam. So for this one, I just used this cotton sheet, and as I said, I like the way that this turned out. This, again, you can see because of the weight of the fabric, it actually falls a lot lower than the taffeta one does, so I'm not sure I really even needed to lengthen it 1 inch, but still, just for reference, because I'm only 5'3", if you're taller than that, you're probably going to want to lengthen this a little bit. Okay, so now let's talk about how to style it. This first version I styled with a sort of a boxy crop top, which is what many of you recommended. This one is the Big T from Tropical Research, and this one is in a rayon. And then I have a couple pictures of how I styled it here. I kind of like it with a little bit of a tuck in the front, but I'm not sure if that's like too cheeseball now. You guys will have to let me know. And then I have it here with my Vivian Shao Chen, gosh, what's this called? The Laurence top. This is the tank top version that I made last year. And I think I only have one picture of that, sorry. And then I have it with just a plain t-shirt, which is what I have on right now. I'm not sure that the t-shirt is really my favorite, but it was the last one I tried on, so I still have it on. Yeah. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about the tops, if you have other suggestions, if you like any of these. I actually am not completely opposed to wearing it just with the tank top, especially since it's been pretty warm lately. Like I said, today not so much, but lately it has been really hot, so I could do that again. So will I make this pattern again? I think I will, because you know what, you guys? It's kind of a fun pattern to make. I love the pockets. On both of mine, I used contrasting zippers. I changed the waistband on the blue one. Instead of doing the 3 rows, 3 separate casings and putting 3 pieces of elastic in, I just used a 2-inch wide band of elastic and sewed it in as usual, and then sewed 2 rows of stitching through the elastic. So you get that same crunched up like elastic look without having to do 3 separate rows of elastic. I think I will make this again. I don't know what kind of fabric I will make it in, although I could definitely see this in maybe a cotton lawn. I could see it in lightweight linen. I could even see it in a crispier cotton, like yeah, I don't know, something with more of a crisp hand to it, but just nothing that's gonna like really poof. So you want something that's gonna hang a little bit. It's got a little more drape to it. I am not gonna get rid of that red one. I think I can fix it. I think I have a little bit of that fabric left over. Sorry, I keep playing with my hair. I'm in desperate need of a haircut. I think what I'm gonna do is take the waistband off of that red one, take the elastic out of the bottom, and then lay the pieces down just so that the center front and the center back are on the sides, and cut off 1 inch of each side and re-sew them so I don't have to mess with moving my pockets or anything. and then put a new waistband on with just the one piece of elastic in it. Okay, so my final thoughts. It's a really cute skirt. The fabric is going to be key, and also the size is really, really big. Like, I don't really see like having 25 inches or 20 some inches of fabric gathered around your waist. I mean, even if you're as slim as this girl on the picture, I just feel like that's an awful lot. And I don't think that you lose anything in terms of the look of it by going with a smaller size. At least I feel like mine still looks more or less like the photograph did. Alright guys, I think that is it for me today. I probably should have put my sunglasses on. But I did put sunscreen on them. What are we talking about next week? Next week we are going to talk about the Me and Miss Moore feel-good dress. Yeah, I'm working on that now, and I already have a muslin made up, so I'm going to make the next one in the next couple of days, and we'll talk about that next week. Until then, I wish you all happy sewing, and I hope your day is as nice as mine is today.